social networking is a really interesting topic, and probably most people have experienced it in some way with a MySpace or YouTube or whatever else. But I think there's a bit of a large step or a chasm between where we are now and where we need to be in terms of bringing the social networking tools into the mainstream. And I think there's lots of interesting work that has to be done to try to understand how those pieces link together.
Not every organization is going to fall into the same business mold. And definitely you have the traditionalists that will be very protective of their intellectual property. They'll have the controls and mechanisms and run as a very traditional organization, and that's fine for them. Other organizations, such as the small medium business space, where the majority of people are employed in this country today, that agility, that difference is something that they'll readily adopt. Without this type of collaboration out there, without this type of free exchange of information, how can we recognize where the innovation is? How can we recognize the competitive advantage?
I think part of what we're still trying to grapple with is where is the place that people enter into these environments? Do they go to one particular portal, and who runs that portal, and what does that look like? And I don't know what the answer to that is, but I think what's going to happen is we're going to find perhaps different portals that people use to go into it, and what we have to think about is the construction of that social software in a way that ties into lots of different platforms, not just into the one particular place.
Traditionally, an organization that's connected to the network of networks, the internet, they put up that single firewall. It's a very traditional standard behavior. This is how I protect the organization, keep inside what I want inside and leave outside what I don't want to see. Going forward, that boundary moves, and that boundary moves right up to the desktop, right up to the employee. So a lot of what you would traditionally try and keep out of your organization, you want to embrace into your organization. The social networking sites is just one example of, yeah, it's a social activity, but it's part of a work-life integration as well, where people use that as part of their work, how they reach out to a community of specialists, how they find the details or the information or the innovation to help an organization move forward.
I think there's some real challenges with respect to trying to understand the business model, trying to understand the technologies, and then trying to bring all the right people together to make all that function.